Hello, my name is Ms. Bahrani, and I am a student at Metropolitan State University, and I am in the Urban Elementary Education Program. I took the math subtest during Metropolitan's spring break because the test prep sessions had ended that Friday before, and I wanted to take the exam when the material was fresh in my head. The NES math subtest was not hard for me because I went to all of the test prep sessions, and also I was afraid of the test, and I thought that the test would be very challenging because my peers had told me that the test was going to be challenging and they did not do so well. So, and math is my weakness. Thus, I thought the test would be very hard, but after taking all the test prep sessions and studying all the materials that were provided, I actually passed the test and I was very happy.
All right, so this expression, people like you pass all the time, so we can end the film here, but is based on the research of Emery Petschauer. So last week we read Rumor Has It, Investigating Teacher Licensure Exam Advice Networks. If you didn't get a copy, I know there's someone that didn't attend last week. Make sure you grab a copy. This week's reading is entitled Passing as White, Race, Shame, and Success in Teacher Licensure Testing Event for Black Pre-Service Teachers. It's really important. We have a recipe for success here at Metro State. And what better person to be delivering the tutoring session than Dr. Chu? The feedback was very overwhelmingly positive and effective. And so it's with great pleasure I introduce our two panelists tonight. These panelists can introduce themselves, but you might be saying, why do we have a panelist why do we have student panelists here for a test prep session? Well, again, based on the research and advice networks, people like them, people that look like you, they pass these tests. And so why don't you introduce yourselves first, and then I have some questions, and then if the audience has some questions they can ask you about your experience, and then we'll get into the test prep. So why don't we start with you, Maria? Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Maria Rose. I took this class last year, and when I came to the class, I thought I was going to have to take it over and over because, one, in Guatemala, I'm from Guatemala, I only got to the 6th grade, and I am 52 years old now, and so that's a long time ago. And every time that I took math class, I always say, I don't like math, I don't like math. But it was my mentality that I didn't like math because I do have this love-hate with math. And I came to this class, and the way that the teacher taught the class was something that I was able to understand. And also the main thing that to succeed in this, to take the test, do the problems that they provided. I don't know if she provided the same as the other person. And I spent a lot of time, like in the evenings or any time, the weekends, try any of the problems because you don't know which problems they're going to give you. And so when I went to the class take the test, I still felt like scared, but I had confidence that I had practiced a lot of those problems. And I was so shocked when I came out at the testing and the person said, congratulations, you passed. And I said, what, did I pass? He says, yes, you did. And I was like, I couldn't, I thought, I told him, are you kidding me? He says, no, you passed. And I couldn't believe it because I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't believe that I was going to do it in the first try. But the key of the success is to study and try. Even if you don't, I did try all of them, all the problems, because I had that whole summer to do it. But maybe 3 or 4 that you can do, it will be just great to get in the answers are in the back, so you can go back and say, oh, that's how you do it. And then you try another one, and then I know if you can't do it again, then you can go in the back and say, oh, that's how you do it. So I was so proud of myself because I scored higher than I expected. And so if I could, you can.
Maria, are you early childhood? Did you say or elementary?
No, I am early childhood.
You're early childhood? Okay. So let's transition and hear a little from Leona. Are you early childhood or elementary, Leona?
Elementary.
You're elementary? Okay. So can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your experience?
Hi everyone. My name is Leona Ong. First and all, I want to thank all of you because for your listen, accept me to come and welcome me to come here. Especially I will to the teacher because last semester I told NED 440 with Dr. Hannah, and then he was inspired me to give an opportunity to take a NES math section. NES math section because I'm in the weather very busy. I know that you are busy too, but you don't need to worry about that. Please take a NES section. I know that you can do it because as long as you come, you attend on NES section. So after then, after like every week, after you learn and go home, if you have time, and please take a little bit, like a review it, like each night. Review it a little bit. Study in the beginning until you finish in NES section. So review a little bit because I know that you are a very busy person and also busy. So you don't have to worry about that. You only have to believe in yourself. If you are a religious person, please pray before you go take a test. And also study hard, study every day. I know that you will be nervous, but you will be afraid of the test, but don't worry. Ask your friend, ask people then you pass the test, ask them, and also ask them advice. And also try to, believe in yourself, studying each night. And also, after you finish a section, don't wait very long, don't wait like a month. After you finish taking a section class, wait only 1 week, study 1 week or at least 1 week. I expect because after I finish my NES section, I only study like three nights, and also including 3 nights and also the other nights too. But don't wait until the time is gone. Just keep studying until 1 week, at least 1 week, and then go take right away. So when you go take it, you will see exactly the same like this, but they only change the number. I know for sure you can do it. They only change the number. Just study hard. You can do it because if you see the harder one, you can take a look and try your best, and then you can guess the answer for the harder one. For the easy one, just take it after you finish it. So just review it because I know that you will get an extra hour.
So can you talk about that, Maria and Leona?
Yeah.
The first week I mentioned that if English is your second language, you need to reach out to me and I can get a letter for you.
You can talk to the teacher.
So did you both get extra time?
Yes, what you do is you're a person that called English is not your first language. English was not my first language, so I asked Dr. Herla to write a letter to have an extended time, so they give you half of the time, so they give you the regular time plus half of the time, because the minutes go very fast. And as Leona was saying, the the format they give you, you can go back to the questions, you just put a little flag. And so you don't stay in the same problem. If you don't know the problem, just put a flag on it and go to the next, because ahead you can have very easy ones that go very fast. They say, oh, I know this, and you just do it and then you answer. And then you come back to the hard one. And if you don't know it, just guess it. Because if you leave it empty, then they give you, lower, they take points. But if you just guess, even if it's wrong, just guess more or less what it is. But it really, you have to wait, you submit, but don't schedule the appointment. You go in, you register for the class. And when you register for the class, they ask you, do you want to, are you planning to request for extra time? And then you say yes, but don't say yes. I have a special, there's 3 things. One is a special accommodations. Don't choose that one. Just say you are planning to request for accommodation. Because later on, then they said, there is going to be like a link, and they say, are you going to plan? And then you click, and then you click, but after you have registered everything, that's when they give you the link to click. And then you have already ready the letter that Dr. Harlat will give you in your desktop or wherever you keep it. And then you attach it. You attach the letter. And then they will say that takes 3 weeks for them to review, to see that you mark which is your language, and you say, no, my language is not English. And so, and then they ask which language is, like I put Spanish. So then that's what you kind of upload, like attach your letter, and then you wait 3 weeks, and then comes an email, and they say, your request has been accepted.
So what Maria is saying is it's overwhelming. I'm getting anxious on this, and I've done this. And so thank you for sharing that. What you need to do is, these sessions, you need to really go into it and do what we're sharing with you. We're sharing knowledge with you. So if you're going to take the test during spring break, which is highly encouraged, just like Leona said, take the test prep session, boom, take it immediately,
Yeah,
right?
because you still have fresh in your mind.
It takes a long time, right? We're in session 2. How many sessions more? We got 3 more? Our last session is,
March 1st.
yeah. So if you need a letter from me, you need to reach out to me. I've given my email, but I can give it again. So I can get you the proper documentation. And so we can get you registered, because it takes a while for your paperwork to get evaluated. And then you need to register for a test session. Maria?
And then also, the problem is that even if, let's say you're planning to take the test as soon as this class is over, sometimes there is no appointments available. So then you have to, after you receive your approval, then you go to schedule your thing, and then you look which areas. There are different areas where you can go, places, and then you start looking. Okay, they give you the calendar, and sometimes the first time they didn't give me a schedule. I could not schedule, so then I called and I said, why can't I schedule on the computer? Oh, it's because you have a special accommodation, and we needed to ask you some questions. So then I said, well, yeah, and they asked me, what is the reason why you're, and I said, well, Spanish is my first language, and it will be harder for me to read the questions, as fast as I want. He says, okay, and then they give you the dates. For the following, I already took 6 tests, so I passed 6 already. Then I didn't have to call. I was able, because I already am in the system. They already have accepted me. So, but yes, like she said, when everything is fresh, go, but start applying for it.